One of the words you're going to hear a lot as you work on your dream and your career and your passion is the word brand. So what does that mean? Well, a brand is really who you are and how the world sees you. Look at Nike, for instance. Nike is all about hard work and athletics and just do it. That's their brand. For me, my personal brand is about ideas and humor and insights. Those are the things I focus on. So in your life, what are some of those strengths? What are the things that you're going to focus on and develop? And as you develop your brand, there's going to be something that happens. And I wish it didn't happen, but it happens to all of us. And here's what's going to happen. You're going to get some criticism. You see, the truth is that nobody throws rocks at people who are laying down. Nobody bothers the average or the ordinary. But the second you dare to stand up, the second you watch this video and start to work on the things that matter to you, you're going to get some critics. Some people that don't like what you're doing or have feedback or maybe even throw a rock. So what do you do when you get those? You see, the problem is most of us don't know how to take a compliment and a critique. What's the first thing you do when you get a compliment? You try to shot block it. You say, oh, that was nothing. That's just something I like to do on the side. It was easier than it looked. It was a great team effort. We can't land a compliment anywhere on us. We try to fight that. But what's the first thing you do when somebody insults you? You focus on it. You obsess about it. You read that tweet or that Facebook status over and over again. And you struggle with what I call critics math. And critics math is a really simple formula because I'm not good at math. And here's what it is. 1 insult plus 1,000 compliments equals 1 insult. You and I, in the face of 1,000 compliments, will ignore those as we focus on the single insult we've received. And this happens all the time. I see this at businesses. I work with so many businesses that spend tens of thousands of dollars to convince one person that hates them to like them, while they ignore all the people that like them already. And I see this in my own life too. I mean, my last book, Quitter, has 7 1-star reviews and 175 5-star reviews. Can you guess which ones I have memorized? It's not the 175. What do those people know? It's the 7 1-star reviews. And everybody struggles with this, even celebrities. I think about Larry David. He's the founder of Seinfeld, co-creator of the most successful sitcom in the history of television. He's also got a popular show on right now called Curb Your Enthusiasm. And about a year ago, he got to go back to New York. That's where he's from. He had a homecoming moment. And while he was there, he went to a Yankees game. And during the middle of the game, they found out he was in the crowd. And they showed his picture up on the big screen. And they played the theme song to his show, and 50,000 people started to cheer for Larry David. Can you imagine that moment? Can you imagine how that felt? Well, after the game, when the night was over, he was walking to his car. And somebody pulled up next to him, a stranger pulled their car up next to him, rolled their window down, said, "Hey, Larry, you stink." And then they drove away. Can you guess who Larry David obsessed about the rest of that night? Can you guess who he talked about to that reporter? It wasn't the 50,000 people. It was the one guy that had yelled at him. Critics math made a stadium disappear. Critics math made 50,000 people invisible. That's how strong it is. I mean, David Blaine can't do that kind of magic. So what do you do when this happens? Well, there's a few things that I need you to do. The first is I need you to identify what's feedback and what's hate. Don't watch this video and then go home and get feedback from somebody and go, "Hater, rocks," just like John Acuff said. No, they're two completely different things. And here's how you tell them apart. The goal of feedback is to cause improvement. Somebody gives you some advice that helps you. They give you some critique that helps you. That's the goal, to create improvement. The goal of hate is to create a wound. It has no other purpose than that. So separate those two. And if you do get some hate, there's 2 things I want you to do. Number 1, I want you to react like Herb Kelleher from Southwest. He's the founder of that great airline. And about 10, 15 years ago, they had a problem with a customer. She was writing complaint letters, and they wrote her back every time to try to service her, but finally she wrote one that they didn't have an answer for. And it made it all the way up to Herb's desk, and Herb took out his own personal stationery, and he wrote her a 4-word response. And this is what he said: "We will miss you. We will miss you. Be free. Fly Delta. They have biscotti cookies. They're delicious. Be free." Some of you right now, as I talk about hate and criticism, you have that person in your mind. You know who exactly I'm talking about. Maybe you need to say to them, "We will miss you," and let them go. The second thing is you need to do the math the right way. I mean, think about it this way. 7 1-star reviews. Out of all the books I've sold, equals 0.008% of the population. So for me to obsess about that would be like if you got a test grade. If you came home with a math test and said to your dad, look, I got a 99.992. And he said, what happened? What went wrong, buddy? I felt good about this one. Oh, you have no future. 99.992. Oh, your parents would never do that to you. So don't do that to yourself. Don't let the 0.008% of people in your life control your life and control your dreams. You've got to let them go, because as you build your brand, and you're going to face criticism, and I don't want you to get stuck in critics' math.